weight fast and keeping it off forever and losing as much of it as you want and going as long as you want with it. And
don't forget painlessly.
Painlessly, that's right, painlessly. And actually feeling better. Like losing weight in a way that causes you to feel better instead of worse while you're losing weight. And I call it the fast weight loss diet.
Okay.
But there's a code in there. There's a reason why I call it the fast weight loss diet. And it's because it's fasting. See? And see, the thing that people don't realize, like when they watch The Biggest Loser, is that those people on The Biggest Loser are fasting.
Yeah.
You know, when they're eating things that they would not normally eat, and also, oh, Ross, you should sit back. Relax. Yeah, that's...
Is that better?
Yeah, relax, enjoy. Okay. Enjoy the show, and also maybe can you widen your angle so we see more than just your head? Is that possible? Anyway, yeah, move the camera back a little bit. Anyway, that's what people don't realize, is that they're looking at a TV show of people fasting. And fasting, because fasting is abstaining from, it doesn't have to be abstaining from all food. It can be abstaining from some kind of food. For example, a very long time ago, I stopped eating meat with heavy protein. Like I ended my career of being a meat and potatoes person.
So you eat no meat now?
No, I eat meat. I eat it, and I might even have corn with it or carrot juice. You know, there's starch in those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I see.
Boy, the way to turn yourself acid. See, and they always talk about how to lose weight, if you can be more alkaline, you'll tend to lose more weight. All right, Barb, thank you. You do look better there. That was a good adjustment you made.
I thought you could see the background a little bit.
Right. Right.
But Roz is gone. She's in the dark over there. Can't see her at all.
No, I can't, Ross. I can't see you. You gotta create more light. You need more light. So.
She's talking, but we can't hear her.
Oh well, we can't hear you either, Ross. If you're talking.
Excuse me, I was on mute.
Oh, okay.
I broke the lamp, and my husband is trying to fix it.
All right, no problem. We'll just go on because we can do this just fine this way. No problem.
Okay, he was very, very angry at me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is anyway. So this is the secret of fast weight loss. Now we're going to talk about tips here. What we're really talking about is ending emotional eating. Okay? Why do people eat meat and potatoes? Everybody tests this question. Is that a type of emotional eating?
Yes.
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 Sure, because their parents taught them to do it, and people like eating what their parents taught them to eat. People feel if they're not eating what their father ate, they're starving. That's how people feel. You know, they feel like they're starving themselves if they don't eat what their father taught them to eat.
My father ate or drank protein shakes.
Oh my God! You're California.
Everybody test this question: is eating protein shakes a form of emotional eating?
Yeah, for me it is.
I guess yes.
It is for everybody, because why? I'll tell you why. Protein shakes are a gimmick. They're the kind of thing people have dreams of walking into the disco with this great body. You know, that's what they want. People want to be beautiful, and they think a protein shake is going to do it for them. Now, Test this question, Jen, and I have you on the screen here. And everybody should test this. Did I damage myself with protein shakes?
Yeah.
What do you guys get?
Yes.
Again, no.
I know that for a fact that people damage themselves because I've seen it. I've seen people really harm themselves with protein shakes. Now,
Yeah.
Bruce Lee used to make a shake, and he would put raw liver, raw eggs, and a whole bunch of other raw things in it. Is that a protein shake?
No, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not it's just food eaten in a particular way. You know, it sounds like a protein shake, but it's not. It's just, he was just eating, you know, a lot of protein at one time. He probably ate a lot of other things too that balanced it off. He did pretty well, but you know, another thing about Bruce Lee, you know, he was killed, he was assassinated. Somebody shot him.
I didn't know that.
And yes, and you see what George Oshawa, the founder of macrobiotics, would say is that he ate in a way, eating that way made him too lean, and he attracted a very yang bullet.
Right.
So, because lean attracts yang, so we're talking about balance here. And this is what, see what the thing that I don't hear on The Biggest Loser when they do the show is that you're fasting. Telling the people, the participants, you're fasting. This is a fast. I don't hear that on the show. And another thing I don't hear is you're going to have to be fasting for the rest of your life.
Oh, no, I remember telling you that.
Yeah. And see, what we're telling people here is that what we're trying to train people to do is a diet that normalizes their weight and keeps it normal. Like Barb, your weight has been normal ever since I've known you, which is going on 30 years.
Yep.
And, you know, it goes up and down. I watch you eat, and when you eat something wrong, within hours you compensate by eating something right.
Yep.
Did you do that yesterday?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty good at that. I've been doing that since I was like in high school.
How did that go down for you yesterday?
It worked out. I feel better now. I think the meetings helped. I'm at somebody else's house, so I didn't have everything that I need, but I know what to do, and I slept well and all that. So, I don't know, I feel good today. It's amazing how much I can eat without anything coming out of me, so I realize I live most of my life being pretty kind of empty. I like that, you know, it's good for me to feel empty. I think a doctor told me once that I would have less back pain if I kept my intestines clear, so I took that seriously.
And you do that?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Well, see, this is, what we're talking about here is that there are four things. One is the rhythm in which you do things. Mm-hmm. Another is what you eliminate. What you get to come out of you is as important as what goes into you.
Yes.
Another one is what goes into you, including everything, supplements, air, whatever, water, you know, whatever goes into you is another factor in this. Rhythm, did I say rhythm?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about, these are tips, like don't eat emotionally. For example, a person takes a supplement. They read up on it and they realize that they need this particular supplement because they have symptoms that show they have a deficiency. They take the supplement and feel worse. Jen, what would you do in that situation? You get some negative side effect from taking, what'd you say?
Well, I would stop using the supplement, and then I would look for something to counteract that.
And
but I don't take supplements, so
okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't like it. It's not my thing, and I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not the right person to ask.
Well, you've done very well with your diet, and
yeah.
you could say that you're like on a supplement fast.
That's right.
That's just something you decided not to do. You know? Like I use supplements, they work for me, and I see that not using them works for you. It's a lot of work to get, to balance the right foods.
Yeah, it is.
But one thing I noticed also, you're also a vegetarian.
Right.
I noticed that I need fewer supplements when I'm doing a vegetarian diet.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense, yeah.
I'll tell you what happened to me and why I started eating meat. I was getting night blindness. I had a vitamin A deficiency. And then I read a book called Energy. It was long ago. It was published way back. And that was, I guess, the late 1980s I got it. And the book said that if you don't get your zinc up, you'll never absorb vitamin A. And you don't get your zinc up unless you eat meat. Meat is an immediate way of raising zinc. So and now I was living in the Florida Keys and buying $100 sunglasses. And I had a bunch of them. I was wearing sunglasses in the house. I had pain, eye pains. So I was, and Barb, Barb is now on the screen. You were living with me at the time.
Yes, I was paying for the glasses.
You were helping me. You were the person.
The strict man of the rest of our staff.
You were the person ordering. That's right. You were ordering the glasses. That's right. You were. And okay, so I started eating steak. I was wearing sunglasses in the house, and my zinc went up within like days. See, when we talk about the fast weight loss diet, we're really talking about a quick fix for a lot of things. Like if you hit the right food and you eat it, you're going to have a very fast change. You will know if you're eating the right thing or the wrong thing, because you will have a very fast change. And within days, I wasn't wearing glasses anymore, and I never wore them again. Outside, inside, they're moldering in a drawer somewhere. I still got them, because they were $100, but I never wore them again. And I live in Florida still, and I go out, I wear a hat, but no glasses. Stopped wearing them. And I was living in the Florida Keys, and the sun was beating down on the coral. It's just so white, and I'd be out running, in this white environment. And then I went to Santa Fe, and it was white there, or sand colored anyway, and no glasses, never needed them again. So I don't eat as much meat as I used to, and I have vegetarian evenings because I like eating a vegetarian diet. But I had been on a vegetarian diet for quite a while when this symptom came up. And the thing was, maybe how are you, Jen? Let me ask you something. How much beer do you drink?
Not a lot.
Very little. You have very good beer where you are.
We have great beer, and I'll share, have a little bit because I like the taste, but to drink an entire beer, which here they're half a liter.
Right.
Gigantic.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I wouldn't even drink one a week, Because I like wine. I'm more of a wine person.
Yeah, which wine is... Yeah, wine's better for you, but you know what? I've realized that you can't drink beer and be on a vegetarian diet, basically.
I guess, yeah, definitely.
And see, my vegetarian diet wasn't, because I was eating lots of fish. And I never ate chicken, and I didn't eat many eggs, but I ate a lot of fish. Unfortunately, it didn't get my zinc up. You had to eat steak. Pork doesn't do it. Chicken doesn't do it. You got to eat steak, so that's what happened.
They eat a lot of meat here, so I guess that's why they drink a lot of beer.
Right, that's right. That's right. Meat-eating cultures drink beer.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's right. Okay, so what are your tips? Like the little things that you do, like if your weight is going up or down, or if you have some real physical symptom, like you get a headache, and you sort of know it's either diet or you didn't sleep right or whatever. Or you have insomnia. Like, what do you do? What do you change about yourselves? Like, what do you adjust? What adjustments do you make?
Who wants to go first?
I usually just stop eating for a while to figure out what's going on, or drink liquids or waters or juices. I don't eat first thing in the morning, and I don't eat late at night, if I can help it. And what else? If something's going on, I just kind of like lay off food for a while until it passes, or at least shows what itself as to what it really is. I like fruit, things like that are cleansing, so I can do that for a while. Yeah, sometimes I'll eat fruit for just a couple days even, until things clear up.
You know, I want to go back to the first thing you said, right there. You said, I don't eat for a while, and I look around to see what's going on.
Yeah, I just stop eating because I usually figure anything more is going to make it worse.
And then you followed that by saying, I don't eat in the morning.
Yeah, that's kind of just a lifestyle for me. I don't eat first thing in the morning, or I don't eat anything really solid till like 11 or 12 for long.
Well, see, here's the thing. There's something you're not saying, but I know you're doing. Partially because I know you, and partially because I just know this wouldn't work unless you weren't doing this. You, when you wake up, you look around and see what's going on. You don't eat. You feel your body and you say, oh, what do I need now? Like, when I get up, see, at this point in the morning, when I get up, I know, because I got this routine now. And I wake up and I go, oh, I need my grapefruit juice.
Right.
Now, I have grapefruit juice at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 or something like that. Then I don't eat until 12:30.
Yeah.
So the grapefruit juice works. Then I got this other thing that they gave me. Franny came up with this. I don't know where she found it. You take cucumber slices. You put them in water with a pitcher of water with a lemon. Oh, we got it from Ross. Ross, where did you get that?
On the internet.
Okay.
I shared.
So
10,000 Leaves does that.
And you
I'm not sure, but possibly from Liz Andreasen.
Okay. So people are just passing this around. Well, now we're passing it around because it works. I make, the night before, I make a pitcher of, cucumber slices with lemon.
Wow.
And I put, then I go out for my exercise and I work in the park. I dictate or plan things or whatever. And I get back around 10 for my shower and swim and stuff. And before I go in the shower and take the swim, and you're supposed to shower before you go in the pool, right? So I take a shower, go in the pool, then I rinse the pool water off afterwards. It's all rhythm, see? But anyway, I drink this cucumber juice at that point. And that is like, see, to go back to you, Barb, that this thing of wake up, look around. While I'm doing this, I'm thinking, well, what should I have for lunch?
Yeah.
Is today a steak day or not a steak day? Okay, I got tomatoes, I got this. Is it bad for me to have corn today? Well, think about it. I've been using corn for pantothenic acid. I found I needed pantothenic acid recently, and it works.
Well, I'd like to throw in my morning thing. I drink a liter of, I guess, hot, warm, it's not boiling, definitely not, but pretty warm lemon water every day.
An entire liter?
An entire liter. I carry it around with me as I go about my morning routine.
Oh, so you take an hour to drink it?
Yeah, maybe half an hour.
Like it's hot at the beginning and it cools down while you're drinking it?
And I try to get it down while it's warm because it tastes a little bit better.
Right, okay. You ever try putting cucumbers in it?
No, but I think I will. It sounds good.
Oh, it is. Unbelievable.
But then you wouldn't do it hot, and you do it the night before, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to put it. I drink it cold. I'm in Florida, we drink cold drinks here,
And here we drink warm drinks.
Right.
It's freezing.
Well, it sounds good, warm, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, what, like, you get up at 5 and you drink this water at 5.
Yeah.
See, I take naps in the afternoon.
Okay.
You don't take a nap.
I would love to. I just don't have the time. And I mean, sometimes I do, and I can do 20 minutes and feel really good.
You know,
But
napping is a discipline, and
it's great.
I started napping in my 30s, when I was in my 30s, and when I was in New York. And once I started, it started when I would just sometimes go home and take a nap.
Yeah.
When I was out on my
I think it's great. It's really good for you.
Yeah. Well, you see, I've never worked for anybody else but myself.
Well, I took naps all the time till I had kids, and then that kind of went out the window. But
I wouldn't know.
they're older.
I wouldn't know, Jen.
And you need the nap even more when you have the kids.
What must it be like to have kids? I just can't imagine. A lot of work, probably.
A lot of work. It's life.
A lot of work, yep.
I always have a nap in the afternoon.
Oh,
I
really?
really like it. I need it because I work until late at night, and so without a nap I really start feeling tired at about 8, 9 p.m. And then, yeah?
Isn't it part of the Italian lifestyle to take the nap?
Not anymore, not really.
No, okay.
Not really, maybe once, you know, but now not anymore. But my husband and me take definitely a nap.
Yeah.
And it's nice, it's like giving myself a treat, you know, after lunch. We used to go out in the garden, it's sunny. We stay half an hour there chatting, and then we get back in and we have the nap. Me with my cat on me, and my husband by himself. We have separate naps. But it's nice, it's very nice.
Yeah.
And that's part of my rhythm.
I'm adding it. I've got to do the nap. You guys talked me into it.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing, is that what I discovered long ago is that it is a discipline. It's just another thing to discipline oneself to do.
Yeah, you're right.
It's as simple as that, you know. Napping is a discipline. And well, for example, like, you know, I know people who take naps, and they, you know, like, you have to take, the nap has to be taken in the afternoon. And, like, they'll say, oh, I'm not tired.
Yeah.
I don't need a nap. I'm not tired. Well, you know, all of a sudden, 2 hours later, they're tired.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
then they lay down at 6 o'clock and wake up at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's not good.
No,
And they
no.
might as well, you know, sleep through the night. So I always had like a very, very clear routine for my naps. And I would organize, like I used to have staff meetings in the late afternoon. I would nap, meet the staff, and go out. Everybody knew exactly what time I was getting up. I knew exactly what time I was going for my nap. It wasn't like this thing when I need one, I'll take one. I knew I needed one every day, and it was just, you know, that was it. It was my discipline. It was part of my routine. It's like exercising. People, like, decide exercise is optional. They wake up in the morning and they say, oh, well, you know, do I need to exercise today? Barb, what about your exercise routine? How's that?
Well, I was sort of trained pretty well because I got into that routine with you around the naps, around 1:30 to 3, at least taking a break after lunch, after my first meal. And for years and years, I always exercised first thing in the morning. I don't as much anymore, but I always do something physical. Like even like now, I'll go to this job, which is physical. I like naps. I like the idea of just making myself stop doing whatever I'm doing. It always felt like I was having 2 days in one because I could sort of process what had happened in the first half of the day, especially back when I was working with you and all the staff because there was so much stimulation, and then we would just stop for a while and just digest everything that had happened or what we were working on and then get up and start again. And so I think I just have that in my, I've been a little more lax with it over the years, but it's still like my basic routine or what I fall back on if I'm ever feeling out of balance.
Do you notice a difference in yourself when you exercise after sleeping?
Oh yes. I think that's very important to get oxygen and exercise after sleeping. Yeah.
Jen, what about you?
Oh, I exercise in the morning for sure. I don't like to exercise in the evening, and the only way I'll do it is if I'm paid to do it, and that is the only time I do it. But I got to do it in the morning. It just sets the tone of the day for me, and there's no putting it off. It's done. I mean, for me, it's not a chore. I don't dislike exercise, so it's just what I do. I've been doing it my whole life. Truly.
Well, what I find is I have to exercise after my nap, and I don't have to take a long time with it, but I've got to get my breathing going. So I work at it, you know. I just, lately it's been rebounding. That's what I found. It's way easier. I just have the rebounder out there, just go out, and I take, I do a 12-minute thing. Years ago, there was this theory, somebody told me, that if you do a mild exercise for 10 minutes, you completely alter your metabolism. You don't have to do hard exercising.
That's true.
Just a mild exercise, you completely alter your metabolism. And I've been doing it ever since. And, sometimes I go longer because I like it or whatever, but in the morning especially, I don't limit myself to 12 minutes. I go out for a good hour or so, and, because I really love it. But it all happens in the first 10 minutes. Like when I get out of the car and I start jogging, within 2 or 3 minutes I'm having my creative thoughts, and I can just do my work. And I work while I'm jogging. Because that's when I've got oxygen, that's when I can think. I think better while I'm exercising.
Yeah.
That's how it seems to me. What do you say about this, Ross?
And also exercise stimulates the production of endorphins in the brain.
Right, that's right. And that's what I need, baby.
We all need that.
Endorphins.
To do my work, if I'm going to cure people, I need endorphins.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Back to eating.
Eating, yeah.
One of the things that works for people and that people need to realize is that on different days, you should be eating in different ways. See, the unfortunate thing for most people is they eat the same every day. And like my days some days are completely vegetarian, and some days, like all day, I'll have my grapefruit juice, and then I'll have carrot celery juice. That's my lunch, carrot celery juice. I drink a decent amount of carrot celery juice, 15, maybe 16 ounces or so. and then you know, then I'll have celery juice again in the afternoon, and then in the evening I'll eat. So that's, you know, one kind of eating. You know, one thing is what I did is I created like these eating programs. You know, like the fruit and nut butter dinner is one kind of eating, you know, for me. And another kind is having steak with corn with juice. And another is I have my whole grains in the evening, and I'll have, you know, oh, like last night I had sweet sticky brown rice with, I make a sauce in a crock pot. It's like it's a South Indian kind of curry, you know, marsala kind of thing. And I put in everything. I put Chinese bitter melon in it. You know, it's basically tomatoes, peppers, and onions. But it's got, you know, all kinds of other things. I have carrot powder. I use powdered carrots in it because it's just easier than working with carrots, and it's more concentrated, so you get more of the sweetness of the carrot. And I've got all these tricks, you know, and I just leave it in the pot and heat it every day. I never wash the pot. I have this like this pot that's like got stuff coming out all from it, you know. I've had it going for like 3 months. There's no meat in it. That's what I don't put in it. I don't put any kind of meat or proteins in it. Just pure, unadulterated hot peppers and things.
Sounds good, and I'm getting hungry now.
I know.
Which just leads me to my tip.
Go ahead.
I eat when I'm hungry.
Aha.
Yeah, I've been like that too. No matter what time of day it is, like, or time, I'm like that too.
Well,
I don't not.
Okay, so you want, let me put you two on the screen. Go ahead and say more about it. Like both of you, just say more about that.
Okay. Well, my background is in fitness, bodybuilding, weightlifting, sports, and I've had coaches, trainers put me on, you know, special diets for building muscle and all this stuff that were very regimented, you know, timed and weighed and measured and all this business. Well, it kind of made me a little nuts, you know. And at some point I realized, you know, I didn't trust myself to know what to eat on my own. But I had to get off the crazy train of that. So I did. And I just started to tune in to what my body wanted. It knows, you know, what it needs. And it was a process. I'd say it took about 9 months, a year almost, to change, you know, over 30 years of that. So now I eat when I'm hungry, and I wait till there's a decent amount of hunger going, and then I think about, okay, what's good, what sounds really good, and then I eat that. And sometimes, you know, I don't have any forbidden foods or anything like that, because that also leads me back to I don't know, what am I looking for? Back to, you know, being on this plan that was so rigid, that wasn't really working for me. So, but at the same time, I don't need to eat a bunch of crap. I'm attracted to healthy foods. It really is what my body wants, but occasionally I will have whatever, you know, what I feel like, and sometimes that's cookies or something like that. So, you know, that's what I do.
What about you, Barb? What form does it take in you?
Well, I'm scanning back because I've always been like a really, I don't know, I grew up in a restaurant family and all that, so I was around food a lot, and then I had this situation with my spinal surgery at age 17, and I got really particular about what I ate around that time. I think that was the time when preservatives and everything started being introduced into the food system, and for some reason I got very, very sensitive, and I ate like fruit, nuts, and yogurt for about 2 or 3 years when I was about like 17, 18, 19, and then I got to college, and I was always very particular about how I ate. I don't totally know why, but I was like that. I think it was partially because I saw some in the Midwest in my own family, people just kind of go unconscious after eating so much, and it was really kind of turned me off. And then when I met, and I went, to Thailand, and that was eye-opening, and I ate, they ate really well over there, and that was fun. And then when I joined up with Bayard, I was so appreciative of the juicing and everything else, because I'm just into nutrition. I loved the feeling in my body. And I've had a bit of a history of drug use and being attracted to drugs, and mostly I think just because I wanted to sort of lift myself out of my body a little bit, or out of the pain. And so I'm more into understand. I'm just not attracted to junk food at all. I just won't eat. I don't eat anything unless it has something nutritious for me or some kind of positive thing for me. And I just cannot eat when I'm not hungry. And I will eat when I'm hungry, regardless of what time it is, even though I said I didn't eat in the morning or at night. If I'm hungry, I will. But if I'm not hungry, I won't eat no matter what time it is or what's in front of me. So, and it took me a while to feel good about that, to feel confident about that, or think that wasn't weird or something. And like you, I was an athlete and all that, but I didn't really have a real routine around eating in athletics until when I was with Bayard. We had these really big meals, and feasts every day, feasts for lunch and dinner. But it was all good food. It was all these huge salads and huge bowls of vegetables, and or steak or whatever it was. And no matter how much I ate, I just didn't gain a pound. I remember I would just eat so much, and I didn't gain a thing. So that's when I knew it really was about food combining, which I'm really into, and what you eat. Like, I don't really eat baked goods and cakes and cookies and stuff like that, even if they're so-called healthy. I do eat this healthy chocolate, but it's more like a superfood. I've never really, since I was a child, I really never have eaten things like cakes and cookies and all that. I'm just not, I don't like the feeling of being overly full, or I don't like feeling dense, is what it is.
Right.
And I think that's how it got me.
That's the ticket. See, that's the ticket, that dense feeling. When you get that, you gotta not do that anymore.
Right.
That's the signal. Yeah. That is your signal. We have like 3 minutes. We're going to probably end, in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and that, if you take one thing away from this, I think we're really going to have to make a series of these. Yeah, because we're just scratching the surface. But if I string them together, we can have a pretty good instructional video, But for this one, this is a closure. That dense feeling. When you feel that, or the other thing is, the feeling when you're sort of out of breath, that means you got to exercise. When you're feeling a little bit out of breath, you feel like, I'm just not getting a breath. That means you got to exercise for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I exercise twice a day, every day, and have been doing that for many, many years. And I guess now it's sort of got into 3 times a day because I added swimming.
Nice.
Swimming for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
So, and that's been very good. I'm really enjoying that. Of course, I like cold water. It's winter. We're going into the winter here, but I can still swim, because I like cold water.
Does it get cold there?
Well, it gets cold enough to make the water cold,
Okay.
Like it goes down to freezing and stuff, where I am.
Yeah.
But boy, I used to slide down. See, that's another thing, as far as fast weight loss, you lose weight faster if you're swimming in cold water. Right? Well, I used to slide down this snowbank to go into a creek. Before we went out. I think, Barb, did you ever do that with me?
Yes.
And I did that with Ed and Lewis. we got down to the bottom of this, and all of a sudden I looked up and I said, I wonder if we're going to be able to climb out of here. Because the snow was so slippery, and the bank was like 20 feet high. And then I realized we could get out because all we had to do was walk upstream. So I said, oh, we can just walk up there if we have to. But then he said to me, you know that anybody looking at us doing this would say we are absolutely nuts. And plus there was nobody in the park. People wouldn't even go to the park.
Actually, that was one of the things that changed my relationship with myself too, because I always thought of myself as kind of like sickly or frail and everything. And then when I was hanging out with you guys, we used to go to this park in Philadelphia, and it was winter, it was cold, and there was this icy water. And we would just like jump in this water after we jogged, and it was like such a rush. And then we'd go out to eat. It was like, wow! I was like, suddenly it was like being a new person. Like, got so much stronger, more confident.
Well, that's the key with fast weight loss. You're rejuvenating yourself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel that, and obviously, Jen, you're good at that.
Yeah.
Rejuvenation, See, what I want to hear more about next time is, you know how you were talking about drinking the liter?
Yeah.
And then, and then you eat when you're hungry, and I'd like to hear about what time that goes down.
Yeah.
And all that I'd like to understand more about that, and what kinds of things you pick. So, all right.
Let's do it, yeah.
Can we meet again next Tuesday?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Barb, good for you?
That's good.
It's good for me.
All right. Well, this is great. I'm now turning.